our, thank you. I'm going to go ahead and call the 2022 District 9 Council meeting to order. And I've got to hit this so that I can see what I'm doing. All right, and I am Victoria Chatterton, your district director, and I'll be presiding over this meeting. I would like to welcome all of our club officers and members, and if we have any guests, welcome as well. For the enjoyment of all virtual attendees, please keep your microphones on mute unless you are ready to speak. This will reduce the background noise for today's meeting. Only voting delegates may participate in the discussion. As virtual attendees, if you do have a question, please type your name and your role for your club in the chat and you'll be called upon. And at this time, I would like to first go over the district mission. And the district mission is to build new clubs and support all clubs in achieving excellence. You all should have received the agenda in your email, as well as the alignment committee report. And there was one other thing, Karen, that you sent out. What was it?
It was the meeting notes and the location for the recording of the immediately previous district council meeting.
Thank you. Thank you. And those were also posted on our website as well. If you'll look at the agenda, oh, and before I get any further, I would also like to just introduce and say hello to Toastmasters International Second Vice President, Roddy Spear. Welcome, Roddy. It's nice to have you. All right. And if you'll look at the agenda, I'm going to first move an item because I've noticed when I was working on everything that we should have put that we have the adoption of the agenda before we have anything else. So that will be moved on the agenda so that we can adopt it and then proceed forward. So Karen, did you drop the agenda in? You did. You're on top.
I did. I also, please ignore the attachment that says DEC notice. That was from back in January, and I apologize for dropping the wrong item into the chat. I meant to grab only the agenda.
All right, thank you very much. Check you, make sure that we're okay. So you have all now received the agenda. And is there any objection to the agenda as it is? Without objection, the agenda is adopted. Okay, so we do have a few other officials on this meeting other than myself and Karen. Deborah Crone will be going over the credentials, and our parliamentarian is Ed Keeney. So thank you both for being a part of this as well. So next up on our agenda is the credentials report. It is my pleasure to introduce Deborah, who will be going over that for us.
Thank you, Madam District Director. Boy, you guys gave me some challenges tonight with doing the credentials. The only difference being in person, you would have gotten little tickets saying 1, 2, or 3 for the number of votes you have. But my duty and honor was to come up with the quorum for our meeting tonight, and which is why we had everybody pre-register for our meeting. To calculate the quorum for a council meeting such as this, it is required 1/3 of the club presidents and vice presidents of education from each club in our district that is eligible to participate in this meeting. As such, we have 43 eligible clubs that count towards our quorum. Dividing that by 3, or to get the 1/3, means we need 29 presidents and vice presidents of education to register for this meeting as to get our quorum. We also have 39 clubs that are 33 clubs that are represented here tonight out of the I misspoke when I said 43 eligible clubs. We have 39. No, we have 43 eligible clubs. I'm sorry, I'm misspeaking myself. But anyhow, we have a total of 48 people, in counting our presidents and vice presidents of education, plus our 3 district leaders that add to the quorum count. So, Madam District Director, I'm pleased to say we have a quorum for our meeting tonight.
Yay, thank you so much, Deborah. I know that is a lot of figuring out, and I appreciate you doing the math. I do see that we have somebody who has a question. Vicky Luba, you have a question?
It appears to me that the chat agenda is from February 5th, 2022. And it's not, I think I've been clicking on the appropriate icon in the chat and I get a February agenda for a district council meeting on February 5th, 2022. Done it twice, doesn't mean I did it right either time.
Did anybody else download from the chat the agenda?
I see the same thing.
I do too. It's from February 5th.
Okay. We can take care of that.
All right, there should be one that says May 20th.
Okay, that one looks like the one that I have. So
Hooray!
if everyone can look at that one briefly.
1 out of 3.
Are there any questions about the credentials report? Without any objection, the credentials report is adopted. And again, Deborah, thank you so much for working on that and making sure that we had a quorum so that we can have this meeting tonight and everything will be official. Next, we move on to our approval of the meeting minutes. We have not had an administrative manager this year, and therefore our meetings have been recorded and put on our district website. You were directed to that meeting to go over and check if there needed to be any corrections with that. And I'm hoping that everybody had a chance to review it that wanted to. Are there any questions about that recording?
I just have a question. Are they going to at some point be transcribed for posterity? I worry about recordings being deleted.
I will have to look into that one. I believe that one was actually recorded on mine, and so there might be a transcript already with that recording. So I will look into it. If not, I believe that there is a way to have it transcribed and put onto the district page as well.
Thank
So
you.
we can have that done. And again, we do not have an administrative manager currently. And so this meeting is being recorded as well and will be transcribed for the next district council meeting. All right. Is there any more discussion about the minutes for the past meeting?
Madam District Director, I move that we accept the minutes from the previous meeting.
All right. With no further discussion. Oh, Brenda, yes.
I was just gonna second it.
Okay. So we had no further discussion. We had a or a motion from Chuck Richardson and then Brenda Pangborn seconded. Now, Karen, remind me, do we have anything for those or do we just go ahead and, because I know you. If not, that's fine.
That is well, give me a second and I can, oh, no. Yes, I do have one.
You do?
All right.
Okay, so we're gonna table that for just a moment, and I'm gonna have you go ahead and explain the voting process, which I think we should have done before we did anything that had a motion into it as far as voting. So Karen, please take it away and tell us about our voting process this evening.
Thank you, Madam District Director. For voting, we have polls that will come up. Make sure you read through them all as they come up in turn to make sure you know each one. Don't automatically X out of it because there's no way to bring it back for you if you do that. The people who should be voting are those persons who carry votes, which are the presidents and vice presidents of education for the clubs, as well as the district officers. And to start us off, we will go with our approval of the minutes as our first poll. And it is a simple yes or no question. And I am sending it now.
Okay, Madam Program Quality Director. It looks like we have 87% of the votes, which is more than a quorum needed. And it looks.
I think everyone has a chance. Is there anyone who has not voted who is eligible to vote? Hearing none, then I will close our voting. And you should be able to see the results of our vote. We have 97% approval.
All
So,
right.
Madam District Director, the minutes are approved.
Thank you very much. Now we've gone through that. We are just clipping away here quite well because we're all eager to get to that evaluation contest. I know we are. We are going to now move into the portion of the nominations and elections of our 2022-2023 district officers. We did not have a leadership committee chair, and therefore were not able to have candidates go through the process of being interviewed by the committee and being recommended. We had a group of volunteers, and I appreciate all of you who contacted members of our district to see if they were perhaps interested of running from the floor. The way that it works now is when we have running from the floor, somebody will be nominated. I will then ask the nominee if they accept the nomination, and we will get our slate that way. Is there any questions on how the nominations for our upcoming officers will work this year? Okay, well, let me find my script so that we have this correctly. done. All right. And so now, do we have any nominations for the position of district director? It's my plan. Where is it? Okay. I know we had somebody who. Oh, okay, I was looking all over, but he's raised his hand like he was supposed to. Lloyd, could you please?
Thank you, Madam District Director. Whoops. My name is Lloyd Smith, Electric Toasters Club number 010-22091. I nominate Karen Mobley for the position of District Director.
Thank you. Karen, do you accept this nomination?
I do.
Thank you. Please let it be entered that Karen has been nominated for the district director position. Are there any other nominations for district director? Hearing none, because we only have one candidate for the floor, we are now going to go ahead and vote for the office of district director. And the poll should come up. Excellent. Go ahead and begin your voting. Voting can now be closed for our district director. And Karen has shared the results. Congratulations, Karen. All right. Thank you very much. Next up will be for the office of Program Quality Director. Do we have anyone? Lloyd?
Lloyd Smith, Electric Toasters 010-22091. I nominate Victoria Luba for the position of Program Quality Director.
Lloyd? Or am I, oh, are you frozen? Am I?
Did you hear that, Vicky?
She's frozen.
Oh,
Oops.
Luba, do you accept?
I think I heard
Okay.
enough of that to say yes.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Are there any other nominations for Program Quality Director? Hearing none, and only that because we have only one candidate, we're going to forego the candidate speech, and therefore we can start the voting. Karen? And we are at a point now where we can stop the voting, Karen, and you can share the results. Congratulations, Victoria Luba.
I guess I'm glad I didn't vote against myself.
I'm glad you didn't either. Thank you very much. Next up is Club Growth Director. Do we have any nominations for the floor, from the floor of Club Growth Director? Lloyd?
I'm beginning to feel like Joseph Stalin nominating people to the Politburo. Feel free to jump in, guys. But anyway, Lloyd Smith, Electric Toaster 010-22091. I nominate Chuck Richardson for the position of Club Growth Director.
Chuck Richardson, do you accept this nomination?
I do.
Wonderful, thank you. Karen, can you go ahead and put up the voting? All right. You can go ahead and close the vote and share the results. Congratulations, Chuck.
Thank you.
We also have members of our district who have said that they would consider floor nominations for the roles of division directors. Those are roles that of offices that need to be voted on from our council, our district council as well. Therefore, I would like to know if we have any floor nominations for Division A.
There's a question in the chat, Madam District Director.
Okay. Catherine, I will go ahead and address this, and then if anybody else on the who is on the committee to ask members of our district, a committee was formed to go and ask individuals who might consider to run for offices. No, we had people who had said yes. As you know, from this year, our district was small but mighty, and we had certain members who have stepped up. So far, only one per office has somebody said that they are interested in it. We asked several people, sometimes multiple times, if they would consider, and therefore, when those who said yes, we didn't stop asking, we continue to ask, but these are the names that we came up with. So does that answer your question? And did anybody on the committee want to put any more? Yes, Brenda.
I sent out emails to all of the membership asking for if anybody wanted to. So everyone had an opportunity. This wasn't just people going and individually asking one person and they said yes and not allowing anybody else to have that opportunity. We sent out several emails to all of the members asking if there was anybody that would like to take on one of these positions.
Thank you, Brenda. Yes, I know there was a lot of communication. From myself and Karen.
Yes, I will launch the poll.
Okay, thank you. Did we have our division director candidate nominated? I hope.
No.
Karen, you can take over this part.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'll let, because I keep freezing. So go ahead and I'm gonna let you take over this part of it.
Okay. Are there any nominations for the office of Division A Director? Yes, please. Brenda, I think you raised your hand first.
I nominate Sean Iholzer for Division A Director.
Thank you, Brenda. Sean, do you accept the nomination?
I accept.
Thank you, Sean. Are there any other nominations from the floor? Okay, hearing none, we will launch the poll again. So here we go. All right.
Okay. And Madam Program Quality Director, at this time, could we take a short recess? And could I have you put Brenda, yourself, myself, and Deborah in a breakout room for a moment?
Yes, absolutely.
So everyone, we are going to take a 10-minute recess. Gives you time to stretch your legs, get some water, do whatever you need to do, and we'll be right back. Chad?
I did, yeah. And
All while we took a momentary recess. Karen Mobley and Deborah will be going over, and Karen will be continuing the meeting because my internet is unstable. You're on mute.
Yes, my apologies. Deborah, if you would like to go ahead and explain for us, please.
yes, we're addressing the question of why we're not taking nominations from the floor. And according to TI's policy protocol and guidance on elections, if there's no candidate chosen by the DLC to come forward, or the candidate can run from the, pardon me, the candidate can run from the floor, but they are limited to how they can run from the floor, and they must have submitted their intent to run from the floor at least 7 days prior to this election here today, which is why we're not taking floor nominations during this live meeting. I hope that resolves the question. Back to you, Madam District Director.
Karen, go ahead.
All righty then, we will proceed with the Division B Director. Do we have, or excuse, yes, Division B Director. Do we have any nominations? Yes, Lloyd. Oop, you're on mute.
I knew that, just seeing if you guys were alert. Lloyd Smith, Electric Toaster 010222091. I nominate Brenda Pangborn for the position of Division B Director.
Thank you, Lloyd. Brenda, do you accept the nomination?
Yes, I do.
Thank you, Brenda. And because we have only one candidate, we will proceed with the vote. Ksenia, can you please launch the poll for the Division B Director? All right. Let's see. All right, launching now. All right, it looks like all of our votes have been cast. We will close the voting. And we have our results. Congratulations, Brenda. All right, the next position is the Division C Director. Are there any nominations for the office? Yes, Stan.
Stan Enzer, Moonlighters, number 431. I nominate Nancy Shadow.
Thank you, Stan. Nancy, do you accept this nomination?
Yes, I do.
Thank you, Nancy. Next up is our vote for the Division C Director. And please go ahead and make your vote. All right. Very good. And if we could get the results. Excellent. Thank you very much. Congratulations, Nancy. Next up is our Division D Director. Do we have any nominations for the Division D Director? Yes, Stan.
Stan Enzer, Moonlighters, number 431. I nominate Ed Keeney for Division D.
Thank you, Stan. Ed, do you accept this nomination?
With great trepidation, I do. Thank you.
Thank you, Ed. Next up is our voting for our Division D Director. Please proceed. All right, congratulations, Ed. All right. Our next section is the Alignment Committee report. Please help me welcoming Nancy Shadow to present our Alignment Committee report. Take it away, Nancy.
Thank you, Karen. Were you going to post this in the chat as well, just so that everyone's got it in front of them if they need it?
I will do my best.
Excellent. Thank you so much. As I introduced the proposed alignment for the coming year, I served on the alignment committee with Jacob from Division B and Lloyd from Division A. And then Karen was also a participant regularly on our meetings. We basically used the alignment that we had from the previous year, from this year. And the main changes that we had to it were the clubs that we knew were folding. And so the ones that had either already closed or we had heard that they are closing, we combined them into a kind of a catch-all group down in D4, and everybody else, it basically stayed pretty balanced everywhere else. This year we had the exception to the rule where you have a minimum of 4 clubs in an area to be able to advance a contestant into a speech contest or multiple. And we continued doing that, or we decided that even if there were 5 clubs in an area, that it was okay for every club to advance 2 because of the number was so low this year. And so we kind of kept that approach this time. The other reason was to try to minimize not having too many roles to have to fill, because we knew that we had trouble filling our district leadership stuff this year. And so all of our district and division directors that we have incoming are all kind of working hard to try to fill all of those positions this coming year so that we can fill those. So Karen, were you able to find that and post it?
I did. It is in the chat. Did you want me to also do a screen share of it?
Yeah, that wouldn't hurt. Let's go ahead and do that now. Kind of walk through that. Oh, Brenda, you had a question?
I want a clarification because we didn't say we could have 2 people per club because we were doing something against the Toastmasters rules.
Oh.
The rules talk about more than 4 clubs in good standing.
Mhm.
And because we were fortunate enough to have some clubs in good standing such that no area had more than 4 clubs in good standing, we were allowed by the Toastmasters rules to have 2 people from each club.
Mhm.
So I just want to make sure that people understand we were not making we were not doing something that was contrary to Toastmasters rules.
All right, thank you, Brenda. I appreciate that clarification. So Division A still continues to be the Wenatchee, Ellensburg area. Division A2 continues to be Yakima as well as A3. A4 continues to be the Airway Heights Prison Clubs. B1, 2, and 2 are the Tri-Cities. B3 is the prison clubs at Coyote Ridge. C1, 2, and 3 are all the Spokane area clubs. C4 is the North Idaho area and a little bit of Spokane Valley. D1 is Lewis and Clark, Twin Rivers, Pullman. D2 is Walla Walla, Pendleton, that area. D3 is the prison clubs down in Oregon. There is a question if our Oregon prison clubs will survive. Those were a couple that were formerly ones that Gary Hildebrand oversaw, and we're still working to try to get that. And we're hopeful that we'll be able to get them still working and going. And then D4 is all of the clubs that will be basically falling off of our roster because they have closed or are planning to close. So is there any questions regarding the alignment as it is proposed? Brenda?
I have 2 things I wanted to talk about. I presume then we're not, the first one was we're not going to submit D4 as an area because those ones already dropped off.
Well,
Correct.
I don't know how many of those are going to have to stay on the alignment for, that they will drop off in September, but they will. So I think there's like half of them are ones that I think will be on the alignment still at the end of the year.
Okay, the other is that we've got like City Slickers has not renewed, and you've made B2 5 clubs, and if City Slickers fails, that's okay. That allows that area to compete, but it does put a hardship on the area, whoever's area director, in that they cannot be a distinguished club. So I'm wondering why we don't put City Slickers down with that same group of people, unless you know something that I don't know about them.
So are you think that they're going to close, that they should go down to D4? Is that what you're saying?
Right now, the records show 0 renewals.
All right. I know that there's, at least with some of the clubs I've been working with in the Spokane area, that because Toastmasters has had this maintenance going on, that they haven't been able to submit any registrations for like the last couple of weeks. And it's not until next week that they'll be able to start putting some in. So I've heard of a couple clubs that are trying to get their last person in, but yet can't because of the maintenance going on at TI.
Well, if you still want them to be alive, then it's why don't we put them in with a group of 3 clubs rather than having groups of 3 and groups of 5?
Oh, we're trying
Anyway,
to just keep them in the same. geographic
Lamb Western
area.
Tater Talkers.
Mhm.
We've got only 3 people had renewed, and they've already been suspended. And that also is a group of 5 clubs in one area.
Jacob, do you have any updates on City Slickers, or since you're in Division B, do you have any?
When I last spoke to Dan, and yeah, that was a little while ago, he sounded super optimistic. He told me he had a bunch of City of Pasco employees ready to jump on, that they were looking real good. I know that was a little while ago, but Dan sounded super optimistic. Dan Doda, for those of you who are wondering who I'm referencing, he sounded super pleased. Dang, I'm sitting here kind of shocked hearing this.
Well, the other option is to make 4 areas in Division B like you have in Division A and then or in Division C.
We could definitely do that.
2 with 5, you've got 3, 3, and 4 and 4, or whatever. I mean, yeah, or anyway.
Yeah. So what if we did that? If we took the B1, do the first 3 there, Atomic City, Sun Country, My Time, Our Time, and then maybe make, so that would be B1. And then, yeah, so, and then the next 4, Lamb Western, Women of Influence, Tri-Cities and Laboratories, make that B2.
Okay.
And then make it be B3 would be the next group, would be Richland, Desert Winds, City Slickers, and Pasco Bilingual. And then B4 would be the
yes,
clubs
that
at
sounds good.
Does that sound okay?
That sounds good to me.
All right, that, and you're okay with finding another area director for that, for that additional role?
Okay, yes, we'll take care of that. The other one that where you have 5 is in Division D2.
Right.
You got Vineyard Voices. They've also been suspended, and they have only 1 person that's renewed.
Mm-hmm.
And they're in a group of 5. So
Would they be one that we could maybe combine with D3, since we're not sure about
that would be my recommendation.
You think that we could drop them down to D3?
But also ask Ed, you put in your 2 cents since you're the division director for next year.
Yeah, right now I see, where is Vineyard Voices?
B2.
No, I mean, where they located?
Walla Walla?
Mountain Freewater.
Freewater.
No problem. Go ahead and do that. That works for me.
Perfect. Yep. And then that gives a little bit more balanced in case we have others that would drop.
Now I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead, Deb.
In reading the policy 7.0, areas are supposed to be 4 to 6 clubs, and in Division D4, you've put all these clubs. Is that going to be some kickback to TIS to be adjusted when it is submitted, or should D4 and be D4 and D5, since it probably.
Actually, if you look down on the ones that are listed as suspended, that were suspended last fall, they will be gone by June 30th.
Okay.
So I just wanted for visibility for everybody to see which clubs those were. So we have really 1, 2, 3, 6 clubs that are on the official alignment.
Okay, I just caution you in case it gets submitted before, June 30th. June 30th, you said, not September 30th. Okay, all right.
Right, June 30th.
All right.
Okay.
Sean, did you still have a question?
Yeah, I just wanted to check with Darlene Marquardt in regards to Vineyard Voices, since I think she's been involved with that club.
I haven't attended that club for a while. So I don't even know who who attends there anymore.
I have just a little input. I,
Please.
I saw Ricky
Aguilar.
Aguilar and Ginger at Angela's services in February. And he said they were coming back, is what he told me, is Vineyard Voices was coming back, but that's all I know.
Well, that's okay for them to come back. Now they're going to be in an area, so they have with 4 clubs.
But they
So there's more
can't meet,
balance.
they can't meet with those areas because they're prison clubs. I mean, they can't have contests, they can't do anything.
They can have, if they're the only ones in their area that are going to compete, they can compete. There's nothing that stops them from competing. Just like if I had an area and only one of the 4 clubs in the area wanted to compete, it's the same difference. They can still compete at the area level. They'll just be the only competitors.
Yeah, we just combined that area contest with other areas so that they have the, like we do now with combined area contest. All right, Chuck, did you have a question?
Yes, if we have a club that comes back, who determines where they go? The reason I asked that, I was in contact with one of the guys from Vision Speaks, and they are now almost 100% back in their facility. So they're thinking about coming back in. So they would have to recharter since they're not listed anymore. But if they come back in, where would they go?
Well, a club like Vision Speaks would probably be back in one of the Spokane areas again. So again, that would make, we probably put them in like C3 where there's only 3 clubs right now, just to put a 4th one there. That would be the logical place to put them.
Okay.
And that won't affect what we submit because they'll be just like a new club that comes in and recharters.
Yeah.
So isn't the decision of where new clubs go made by the trio?
Yes.
It is usually, typically it goes, the clubs or the people in the area where they've sponsored the club, they usually make that recommendation, but the trio approves it.
Yeah. Any other questions about the alignment then?
May I move that we accept the alignment as modified?
Would anybody second that, Brenda?
I'll second it.
Is there any further discussion? If not, please proceed with the vote.
All right.
Karen, for the record,
Yes,
Vicky Luba moved that the alignment be accepted as amended. For the record.
Thank you.
Vicky Luba did that.
All right, very good. Thank you. And I believe we have all of our votes and you can see the result. The alignment has been approved and adopted.
Amended.
So next up, where are we at? So that means we move on to the investiture of new officers. It is now my honor to introduce Roddy Spear, second vice president, to conduct the investiture of new district officers. Please help me welcome our second vice president, Roddy Spear.
You're on mute.
Welcome to the installation ceremony for the incoming leaders of District 9. But first, Let's thank our current district leaders for their service and their hard work. Current district leaders, we are grateful for your contributions over the past year and for fulfilling your responsibilities to the best of your ability until your term ends on June 30th. Thank you very much. Now for all those who've been elected as division directors. Sean Iholzer, Brenda Pangmorn, Nancy Chateau, and Ed Keeney. As division directors, your job is to lead and support the division by supporting your area directors. Your primary goal is to ensure that each club achieves its mission and fulfills its responsibilities to its members. As division directors, will you commit to doing your best to support area directors and help the district fulfill its mission?
I will.
I do.
I will.
I will.
Excellent. Thank you. Now for the district trio, Karen Mobley, Victoria Luba, and Charles Richardson. So we'll start with the club growth director. If I were in person, I would hand this gavel to Charles Richardson. This gavel is a symbol of the responsibility and authority of the district director, program quality director, and club growth director of District 9. Charles Richardson, you are responsible for all aspects of marketing, club building, and club retention efforts within the district. Do you accept the duties of the office of club growth director and pledge to do your best to serve the district and fulfill its mission?
I do.
Okay. Passing the gavel to Victoria Luba, our incoming program quality director. You are responsible for all aspects of education and training within the district. This includes supporting quality club programming efforts, promoting the Distinguished Club program, and planning and executing the district conference. You're also responsible for promoting and supporting club quality and member retention. Victoria Luba, do you accept the duties of the Office of Program Quality Director and pledge to do your best to carry them out in accordance with the district mission?
Madam Vice President, I do, and with great anticipation and excitement.
Excellent. Karen Mobley, as district director, you're responsible for conducting yourself in a way that embodies the Toastmasters values of integrity, respect, service, and excellence. As the district's chief executive officer, you lead members in fostering strong clubs, achieving their goals, and fulfilling the district and Toastmasters international missions. Will you accept these responsibilities?
I do.
Madam District Director and District 9 leaders for 2022-2023, will you commit to working together as a team and doing your best to help each other meet your common goals?
I will.
We will.
Excellent. And now to the audience. You, the members of District 9, have chosen your leaders for 2022-2023. You have elected them to leadership positions and have a responsibility to support them. Will you help the district team be successful?
We will.
Yes, we will.
Excellent. This concludes the installation ceremony for the incoming leaders of District 9. I wish you much success in the coming year. Thank you.
Thank you, Roddy.
Yes, thank you, Roddy.
As we have completed our business, unless there is an objection, the 2021-2022 District Council meeting will be adjourned. If there's no objection, this meeting is adjourned.
Congratulations, everybody. Great
Congratulations.
job. What a powerhouse.
Let's go to the evaluation contest. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Evaluation contest in 28 minutes. See you all there.
Are you gonna send the links out for that?